Okay, so we're going to do some word problems with sine law and cosine law, and also trig ratios. So it's a good idea to know how to tell what you need to use and when. So remember, trig ratios are sine, cosine, and tan. They're for right triangles only, so that's something you cannot forget. Also, we have our Pythagorean theorem, also for right triangles only, and they're going to be for sides only. So we can use trig ratios for sides and angles, but we use Pythagorean theorem for sides only. We have our sine law, which we've been working on since last week, are for non-right triangles, and then we have our cosine law that is also for non-right triangles. So we have two formulas, as you know, for the sine law. So when the little letters are on top, this is for sides, and when the big letters with sine on top, those are for angles. We have cosine law. When we want a side, we have a little letter on the left-hand side squared, and when we want an angle, we have cos of the angle. Remember, angles never travel just by themselves. You should never just have a capital A or a capital letter by itself. It should always be attached to a sine, cos, or tan. So those are the things that we're going to be using. Now let's go into a word problem and we'll decide on what we should use. So we have a parked bench located 10 meters away from an oak tree. So anytime I see something to dealing with an oak tree, I know I'm going to have some sort of 90-degree angle in there, something to do with the tree rather. We know we're going to end up with a 90-degree angle. It's asking for angle of elevation from the base of the bench to the top of the tree. So let's go ahead and draw our tree. So here's my tree. Okay. It is a park bench that is 10 meters away. So here's my bench. Really nice, isn't it? And then there's my right angle right in there. So anytime we're dealing with a tree, a building hitting the ground at 90, flagpole, anything like that, you got your 90-degree angle. So it's asking for the angle of elevation from the base of the bench to the top of the tree. So here's my angle that it's creating here. And we're looking for the angle of elevation, so we know that goes from the horizontal up to the top. So let's label some things. We have a bench that is 10 meters away. We are looking for how tall is the tree, so that's x over here, and we know the angle in here is 56 degrees. So I take a look, I have a right triangle, so I know I'm going to either use my trig ratios or my Pythagorean theorem. Remember, Pythagorean theorem, you have to have at least two sides. You can't do this with just one known side. So I know I'm going to need to use my trig ratios. So if I label my triangle, I have my hypotenuse here, the longest side. My adjacent would be beside the angle given, theta, and then I have opposite. So in this case, I want the opposite and I have adjacent, so we're going to choose the tan ratio. Then that's going to be opposite over adjacent. So plugging in everything we know the 56 degrees for theta, opposite is x, and adjacent is the 10. So on your calculator, this is what you're plugging in there. Mess up that 5 there. I have 56 degrees equals x. So tan of 56 times 10. Go ahead and do that. And I have 14.8, and of course a therefore statement for a word problem. Therefore, the tree is 14.8 meters tall. Okay, let's try the next one. Coming down over here to the next page, we have, this one's kind of wordy. I won't give you a question to do on your own that's wordy like this, but if you just follow along as I read, you'll see how this works. So it says 3 straight roads join 3 towns A, B, and C. So let's go ahead and draw our triangle. We'll call this A, B, and C. So the road between B and C is 30 kilometers. The road between A and B makes an angle of 75 with the road between B and C. So that's talking about this angle right in here. So an angle of 75. And the road between the road between AC makes a 55 with BC. So that's in here, 55. Okay. Then we have person drives from A to B to C. determine the total distance. So we're going to have to add on a value eventually. So we are looking for side C. If I'm traveling from A to B, I need side C here, and then we have side A at the bottom, and this will be side B. So we don't need side B at all, but it is involved because we have that angle of B. So to find side C, let's take a look at what we have. We have two angles and one side, and I can get this missing angle at the top by subtracting from 180. So angle A is going to be 50 degrees at the top here. Okay, remember that's 55 degrees, not 155, and I have 75. So angle A, if we take a look, now we have that pair, right? We have an angle with the side across from it, and we're looking for angle or side C, and we have the angle across from it. So I have two angles and one side and one opposite side, so I know that's going to be my sine law. So I'm looking for side C. And I have A. So when I plug in what I know angle C is 55. I know side A is going to be the 30. And I know that angle A is going to be the 50 at the top. So side C will be 30 times the sine of 55 over sine 50. What do we get here? 55 sine times 30 divided by 50 sine equals, I have 32 kilometers for my distance there, 32.1 kilometers. So I want the total distance. So to get my total, we have to add on the 30 from here. The total distance will be, I guess, 62.1 kilometers. Okay, so I have my side C, but I want to add on this because we're traveling from A to B and then landing at C. Okay, so that's how we do a question like that. Let's take a look at this last one. This one we have a bicycle race follows a triangular course. There are 3 legs for the race in order. So I'm going to start like this, drawing my triangle. I'm going to start at A, go to B, and then C. So it says in order we have, if I'm starting here at A, we have 2.3 kilometers. I'm going to travel 5.9 kilometers and then 6.2 kilometers. Find the angle between the starting and the finishing leg. So if I started at A and then go around and end at A, I'm looking for this angle in here. So as you know, when we have all 3 sides and given an angle, we can use the cosine law for this one. So to set this up, I'm going to start with cos A equals, I have side B squared minus plus C squared minus the A squared. Remember the number or the letter at the front and the letter at the back have to match, otherwise you're going to be subtracting the wrong value, over 2BC. So to find cos A, we're going to plug in what we have. So side B is 6.2 squared, C is 2.3 squared, and A is 5.9 squared, all over 2 times 6.2 times 2.3. So go ahead and get a number at the top and a number on the bottom. Okay, so that's what I have there, 8.92 divided by 28.52, and then we'll go second cos, and I end up with angle A of 70, we'll round up to 72 degrees. Make sure you're hitting second cos because we need to get rid of that cos to find that angle. And of course we need a therefore statement. I'll squeeze it in here. Therefore the angle is 72 degrees. And that is how we solve some word problems. They're not all going to be exactly the same. Obviously, there's so many options for word problems here. But we do know that we have to think through what we're given and what it is we're looking for before we decide. So There are a couple questions, 3 of them I think, for practice, so make sure you try those, and if you have any questions, let me know. Take care.